Hey everyone, it's Ruth Amatal here. Let me know in the chat box below if you can see me and hear me fine. I'm excited to answer all your questions today. Um, so if you guys are new here, this is how it goes. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., my team and I will come online and answer you guys' questions. And before every Wednesday, like in the morning of that day, around 8 a.m. IST, my team will post a thread, a Q&A thread where we will send you the instructions and kind of in that thread, within that thread, you can post your questions and we kind of stopped taking questions around 5 p.m. so that the thread doesn't go out of control. And if there are any remaining questions that you guys can ask, once I go through them, those get first priority. Once I go through those questions, since you guys have pre-submitted it, I will answer some questions in the chat depending on time. Hey Gunjan, hey Manchu, I hope you guys are doing fine and being safe. All right. Let me share my screen and we can get started with the questions. Okay. So this is what the Q&A thread will look like. And okay. So first question is, my client is a wealth and money coach. Okay. Engagement and brand awareness. She hasn't made any profit. Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the money coach is, I'm wondering where the client is from because depending on the country, there's different things that people think about a money coach. For example, a money coach in India, there's not a lot of talk about it. No one really thinks they need a money coach. In the money coaching terms, there are of course people who help with your finances and investments, etc. But if she's from the Western world, then money coaching is something which is prevalent. There are a couple of coaches actually who teach a lot about money and manifestation and things like that. So there is definitely clients that are buying. There are definitely influencers are in the field. I can quote one example is Amanda Francis. So you can check out. She has a lot of courses actually on money coaching. So there is audience for it. There are other influencers selling it, which means that your client actually can make money now, depending on there could be various issues why things don't sell, like maybe her offer is not good enough, or maybe the audience that you're targeting and the offer that she has created and the messaging around it, there's a bit of a misfit over there. So there could be a lot of issues, but I will tell you this, typically you should not be taking the blame or even feeling guilty for the client not being able to make sales, because it's not just you. Like, you as a freelancer, as a marketing strategist, are able to amplify what the client already has. Like, you cannot fix their business. You can fix certain parts of their marketing, but you cannot completely fix their business. This is what a lot of clients have, this misconception that when they start working with freelancers, the freelancer is going to magically convert their business into something amazing. And if they were making zero revenue before, after the freelancer, they're going to make 5-6 figures easily. That is not the case. So I would say, every funnel, every offer has a little bit of a hidden trial, has a little bit of an optimization process and things like that. So this is quite normal. And if you really believe in her product, which is I think very important for you as a freelancer to do in your client, you need to believe in them. So then you can kind of continue working with her, and you need to post some funnels, screenshots, offers, etc. in the group so we can analyze and help you what could be the issue. And we can even analyze one of those things on the coaching call. So you are very free, very welcome to do that. Um, but I would say get over the guilt. Like, it's not just you. Sometimes the client's offer is just not good enough, even though the niche is great, like people do make money from it. So there are a lot of reasons, like I said, but without knowing the details I cannot really say what could be the issue. So yeah, I hope that helps. Chavi, my client is a food blogger. Awesome. um So IG verification has more to do with your name coming up in the press, and less to do with the number of followers. So I don't see any issue with verification, even if they come from Instagram ads. It's just more about like if the media houses are very popular and very people can like know that they are popular and they are eminent, then it's easy to get verified. We have applied for verification, but we have zero press. This is something that we have definitely not invested any time, energy, or money into, because just because we have other priorities right now, like fixing the product and just growing the business as such. There will definitely come a time in our business life where we will invest in the right PR. But yeah, that's just not been like one of our priorities as of right now. So yeah, I hope that helps. I have a prospect in ecom, bird houses. Yes, shortened versions are something which is very common in the ecom niche. You don't need longer version. See, longer version of the copy is needed when you need to convince the audience about something. Whether they need to actually opt into something. For example, let me give you a good example. If you are maybe selling like relationship coaching. So in that case, you want to write a long copy because relationship coaching, you really, in that case, you want to educate the audience that why they need relationship coaching. And that's why you need hook story offer, that's why you need multiple stories, that's why you need a longer form of copy, because you need to do a lot of convincing to the audience. Whereas with e-commerce, it's not like you need to convince them to do something. You don't need to convince them to buy t-shirts. You don't need to convince them. Like people buy t-shirts all the time. It's not about, oh, do I need a t-shirt? It's about which t-shirt do I need. And the job of the ad needs to be like, you should pick this t-shirt shop rather than any other t-shirt shops out there. So that's the major difference between e-commerce and other niches. Wherever there is e-commerce involved, and of course there are some products where you still need to convince people like, okay, maybe your niche could be like that, birdhouses. But let's see what you've written. Okay, so I would say these are a bit like generic. There's no X factor, there's no spark in the copy as such. It's pretty generic, like anyone could have written it. This could be, so okay, let me say it like this. This copy could have been written by any birdhouse shop out there. What's unique about your shop? How are you gonna stand out? What are you doing different than other people? Okay. I like that. I like that you're using the friends angle, but again, I would say the same thing in the sense that this copy could have been written by any other bird house shop out there. What's different? What's unique? Maybe add some testimonials, because with e-commerce you can add testimonials even in the cold copy, cold ads, because it's just about buying. You're not asking them to become a lead. Um, Dynamic ads, definitely, you can do that. You should go for dynamic ads and carousel ads. Dynamic ads, why? Because Facebook will be able to help you in showing relevant creatives to the relevant people, and it will mix and match on its own by using Facebook's very powerful AI and algorithms. So that's why dynamic ads are very powerful. Carousel, because it's just that you can showcase so many more options in one single ad. So it's just like the best bang for your buck. Monthly budget, I would say, is a little bit less because I advise you guys that you need to run $100 of ad budget for the first week, so that you can check out the like audiences and various creatives and things like that. So just like $150 for the month is a little bit less. I won't say this is the most high quality client you could get, since just looking at their budget. So, if this is a free testimonial that you're doing, that's okay for testimonial, but just like long term, I'm not sure if you would want to like scale with the client with this. However, if you're already working with them, definitely implement what I said. And yeah, I hope it helps. Okay. Genuine leads from LinkedIn and Salesforce. Okay. Pyramid, okay. The pyramid is a bit of an issue because pyramid is a term used by MLM companies. Facebook doesn't like MLM, so you should not be using words like this, especially in this context about business. So instead of the testimonials, can you just like add them into quotes and actually add names of the people who have said these things? That would be quite powerful. Don't say we would be happy to connect. This is not an email. This is you need to have a call to action over here. So you need to ask them to book the call. It has to be clear CTA. Again, the same feedback I would give here. There's nothing special, or there's no special spark in the copy. This copy could have been written by anyone. What's special about the client that you're working with? Talk to them about it. Ask them questions about what separates them from the rest of the people. Showcase the testimonials more, maybe at the top of the hook or just after the hook. Um, there's no story also, like hook, story, offer. Where's the story? You need to add the story of how the client struggle with doing this, how or maybe your client actually worked with their client who was struggling through something, and how that person actually helped them. So you need to add some stories here. Stories is what differentiates person A from person B, because no two person can have the same stories. No two person can have the same kind of failures. So that's what you need to use in ad copies to separate them. For example, we use a lot of my own story in our ads because my story is very unique. Even though some other people might have quit their job, etc., my story is still different in terms of details, in terms of what I did before quitting, what happened when I did quit, what happened when did I get my first client, how was I able to scale. That story and those details cannot be same for two people, so you need to keep that in mind. um, okay, I would say similar feedback for all the other ones. Okay, why not use photos of the client? Because this is just like any generic ad that could be. So this is not attractive to me. This, even if you're using stock photos, use photos of humans, because this is just like not attractive. If I, it won't stop my scroll. Um, Same here. You can add like, see, okay, currently as of 2021, ads which give emotions to people. Either they are funny, either they are like curiosity inducing, either they make people like you are being very prolific, which means you are shaking the pot, you are saying crazy things, but also making a point. You are differentiating, you are sharing an unpopular opinion, things like that, which induces an emotion in the audience is really working well. And human photos will always work well. So if your client has their own photos, great. If not, use GIFs, use comic book ads, where or use memes. Like there are, very popular memes out there. You convert it into something for your ad. So like how it started, how it's going. So you have a photo of 5 years ago, and then you have a photo of this year. So things like that. This is very just like very commonplace ad. So yeah, that is my feedback. um to business manager. Got it. It's honestly, it's very smart to not use the domain of the banned VM into the new one, because who knows, maybe the domain is red flag now. So it's actually very smart to not use it and just use a new domain. Should I remove the domain from the second VM? Data, I'm not sure if data will get lost or not, honestly, because we have not done that ever. Um, but yeah, it's better for you to have a new domain in place if the other domain was banned by because of it being in the same VM. Um, However, we did do it actually. When our VM actually got blocked a few months ago, we did kind of transfer from the old VM to the new VM. So we did do it. Ideally, you should not, but again, our domain had a lot of importance and worth, and it's quite well known at this point. So we did do it. As for the data, I don't think the data got lost. But then, anyways, the old BM, you can't do anything with it. So why do you want the data over there? Like, of course, you want to see what worked, what campaigns worked, and things like that. But um, yeah, like the data for the events on the ads manager should be there because we still have the data. So yeah, there's your answer. Like we did do the exact same thing, and it's fine. But sometimes I'll tell you, sometimes the domain is the one which gets red flagged, in which case Facebook might not allow you to add it, or if you add the domain, it will block the new BM also. So you have to be quite careful with it actually. um, okay. How many ad sets should you create? um, it's up to you. You can create anywhere from 2 to 3 ad sets. The budget could be just divide the daily budget that you have, for like divided by 3. For example, run ads for 7 days, so you divide the total budget by 7 days, and then kind of do the division accordingly. You should scale when you know that one of the ad sets is giving you good results. Meaning that you want to spend more because you're getting leads, you're getting purchases. Why do you spend more? You spend more because what you're spending on right now is currently working. So that's when you should scale. For example, if you're getting like 10 leads a day at only like $0.5, then that's good, and you should want to scale because you want to grow your leads, your email list, and then you can convert them to customers. um, Add, make ad. So this is not really an error. This is like a suggestion. Anything which comes in yellow is not really an error. But still, let me see. I'm seeing this error. If this is active, you're good to go. There's no issue at all. So this is just not an issue. You can just go ahead. Sometimes it will tell you this because the budget is less, literally. And, you know, we even run ads with this and they work and there's no issue. So, yeah. Okay. Kavitra. I'm helping a friend since we started working on it. Yep, I agree. It's covered in the course. You wanna optimize the profile first. Um, is the lead gen campaign a feasible option at this stage? Honestly, for building the IG page, it takes a week. So if anyways you want to grow her IG page and get leads from that, then it doesn't make sense with just lead page. Like just start posting content. You can post 1 or 2 posts a day, and in a week you will have your profile as optimized, and then you start running ads. But yeah, if you want to run a lead gen campaign, you can. But I will tell you, like it's much better to have go the Instagram route, because with Instagram you are able to provide value, they are able to follow you, they are able to learn from you. So it's a longer sales process, yes, but the leads get to see you in action on a daily basis. But with lead gen, it's just a little bit of a passive backend stuff happening. You email them, etc. And don't think, guys, that just by running lead gen campaigns everything will be fine and you'll get purchases. With lead gen you need then a sequence, an email sequence, which happens, which is being sent to your leads when they opt in to the campaign and when they opt into your email list. So it's not like this is less work than that. So yeah, you need to keep that in mind. um, would be a good strategy. Okay. Absolutely. There are a lot of clients who will pay you good money for copywriting. But if you feel like you are more into copywriting, you might wanna think, do I wanna invest in a copywriting only course? Do I wanna invest in only copywriting books right now to up level my skills? Because typically for getting paid like good amount of money with copywriting, you will need like past references, client testimonials, and things like that. So, which I think you can easily do. Like if you're doing, currently you're doing what, Facebook campaign, so you are writing ads copy, right? So, when you're collecting testimonials from clients, you can just tell them that, can you please in the testimonial include stuff about how good my copywriting is, and that this copywriting made us get good results, get these many customers, get these many leads, get these many conversions. So you can start, if you want to pivot over there, you can do it. It's great when you enjoy the work that you do. So it's absolutely your call. If that is what you're feeling led to, that's absolutely okay. There is a lot of money in copywriting, and um, yeah, I think like you get to work with a lot of high quality clients with copywriting, because typically business owners who are doing well will invest in standalone copywriting. Like at the start of a business, everyone likes to hire, like, a Facebook ads manager who will do everything for them. But as you grow, like for example, in our level of business, we have everything in house, our Facebook ads, marketing, even our copywriting is in house. But we are also sometimes looking to, bring in copywriting freelancers to see how they can amp up our copies on emails and ads, etc., because we have to produce so much copy on a daily basis, a business of our size. So like we have a bunch of people working on it, but sometimes we still need more help. So you get the point, right? Like you get to work with really high quality businesses, because people who are looking to outsource copy are actually doing well in their business. So If you are feeling led to it, then you should do it. Um, awesome. I have created my portfolio. Um, okay, so I would say English formatting grammar needs a little bit of work. So you might want to pass everything you write through grammarly.com. Um, the design is a little bit, you can improve it. So use templates from Canva. They're already well created and you just need to add the data in, because currently it's looking a little bit unpolished and you can improve on that. um, so you actually shouldn't be adding like drive links, because the client has to do an extra job of clicking through. So, and you want to make it as easy as possible. um, what is this? Is this order form? Okay. I like the copy. The formatting here also, I would say it could be a little bit professional. So when you want to upgrade your design skills, you want to see how other people are doing the design. What fonts are they using? Are they using italics? Are they using bold? How did they design things? You want to, observe even the littlest details that they are doing to make sure that the design looks a bit more professional. um, okay, there's a little bit of an issue in terms of screenshot quality, so see how you can fix that. But I would say overall great effort. You do need a little bit of polishing, but apart from that, polishing in terms of copy and design, um, other than that would be great if you can work on that. Let's see what you have here. Results. I'm thinking this is lead gen ads. So good lead, cost per lead over here. Sapna is saying I've become more calm and composed. Yeah, I agree. There has been some changes. Anushri, okay. I'm in a process of launching campaign. Submitted my OG ad yesterday for approval and today's status mentioned as account error. Yes, it should be a payment issue. Note this amount. Yes. Yeah, I do get it's an annoying problem. Unfortunately, if a card is not working, then you just have to try another card and another card until it works. Like there's no solution as such. Um, I'm wondering, like, was it working before and then it's not working now? And you have tried multiple cards. Yeah, I would say that is annoying. Um, Yeah, I would actually also advise to talk to chat support, because if all your cards are not working, there's not possible for you to get a new card and a new bank and all of, especially in the current scenario. So you do want to talk to chat support over here. Unfortunately, nothing else can be done. I've made these two video ads for testing my conversion campaign for leads. Okay. Healthy foods for working mothers. Got it. Okay, so first 11 seconds, there's no copy. Copy needs to be there. Like, copy needs to be there, music needs to be there. You need to make it more peppy. And a video should be not just sharing photos. A video should be sharing like a small story or something quippy or things like that. I would also advise you to go check out ads from other people. Like, Facebook ads library is my favorite place to hang out. I do it once every week just to check what kind of ads people are running. And you will notice, the being a good marketer is all about noticing little details. Why did they create this video? Why are they using this kind of music? Why is he recording a face-to-face video? Why are they using this text? Every little thing counts. And if you're seeing ads which are running, typically means that they're doing well. And if you're seeing ads being run in someone's ad library for weeks and weeks and months, you better know that ad has provided the creator great ROAS. So you wanna especially look for things like that. But yeah, the video needs to be peppy, more music, more text. It needs to tell a story. It needs to engage the customer. Um, yeah, let's see what we have here. Yeah, so here you do have text, which is great. You are educating also, like choose good carbs, not zero carbs. So I would say a bit of like design fonts, like use same fonts or at least two fonts, not three different kinds of fonts, and see how you can make it more attractive by doing a little bit more research. But great effort for starters. All right, guys, I'm on the last question here, which means you can drop down all your questions in the chat and I'm gonna cover them. I'm not yet started. Can I have two accounts? Yes, absolutely. Do you live your best life? No, absolutely. You can have your personal account for anything. Just like while talking to clients and everything like that, you just use and promote the one account which you are using for freelancing. The customer won't be confused. See, if you're talking and communicating with the customer from your main profile, which is the freelancer profile, then there's no issue of being confused. I also have a couple of profiles, so there's no issue. It's just that when I post business content, I use my main profile. When I need to run ads, I use my main profile. So just for everything business related, use the business profile, and you do whatever you want with the other profile. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's see what we have here. I've got a bunch of questions which I'm gonna cover one by one. Okay. Vaishnavi, I'm trying my hands on funnels instead of creating landing pages for an imaginary product. Can I redo the whole funnel of the existing businesses? Yes, you can do that. Do I need to change the owner's images and company name? It's better, like because if you're using like a well-known company and the client will ask you, did you really work with that company? And then you have to explain, no, I just built an example funnel, just copying their stuff. So it doesn't, like, it's just one more barrier that you have to explain to the client. Which, why do we need to do that, right? So take a real life business, but change all the details. Model on their work, of course. Do not copy. I never ever advise to copy, but Yes, you need to change all the photos. Instead of the owner's photos, use stock photos. Photos don't matter as much. It's just that your clients are going to check the design and the copy and how well you have implemented. Photos don't matter. So don't worry about that. Okay. Ankur, my name is Ankur. I'm running a conversion campaign, but I'm not able to verify the opt-in domain. Oh, it's ankursapru.clickfunnels.com. You need to have your own URL, which means it has to be ankursapru.com. So you need to buy the domain from things like namecheap.com or godaddy.com, and then you have to verify it. You need to own your domain now, as of right now. Gunjan. Okay. Done a couple of discovery calls and sent a few proposals. After sending the proposal, every client is ghosting, which is very normal. A client approached me for IG growth, 15K, Indian client, no response. I'm not stopping, I'm looking for more clients. Step one, get on a discovery call, write all their basic information. I do some competitive research and send the proposal. Okay, yep. Okay, so have you watched my new lecture, which is about the mindset to land your first client? Because in there, I give real advice, real talk, no bullshit, sometimes tough love. And I'm wondering if you're making any of those mistakes, because overall, what you're doing looks good, but without knowing your exact process, it's hard for me to say what you could be doing wrong. So I would highly advise you to watch that lecture. And even after that lecture, I think that should help you. Honestly, I think it's one of the best lectures I've ever recorded. So you want to go through that. I've also included some bonus pitches and things like that, like how you should pitch. So it's a really good lecture. You should implement that. And even after that, you're stuck, then you can again post in the group to review your stuff. Okay. Anushri, domain verification. Is it done on domain website or website admin panel? Any lecture to go through to complete the verification? Yeah, so actually I did a post in the group about this. If you search for iOS 14, so this is the post I did, and no, not this one. Here's a walkthrough on how you can verify your domain and select your main events. You can only select 8 main events. So it's over here. You can just follow this post. I'll just share it in the chat for you guys. And you can go through that. Okay. What is the ideal word limit? There's no word limit. You're good. Except in Instagram, there is a word limit. So it depends on the placement. On Facebook, there is no word limit. On Instagram, it's about 2200 characters. So if you want to run the same copy on IG placements, then sometimes we create different ad sets and run only for Instagram. And that works well. What would be the best way to do the course for full-time employees? You create a new Facebook page and funnels or website, whatever, by giving yourself a brand name, which is like maybe you want to say accelerator marketing or something like that, ABC marketing, whatever. But yeah, you can do that. But that is not an excuse to not be successful with the course, because you can still pitch within Facebook groups. You can still post on Instagram under a business name. You can still run ads under a business name. So there's definitely, definitely a bit harder, but it's definitely possible. Again, I would again point you to the new lecture I recorded, which is the first client mindset in module 6. Um, in that, I cover more about this, so you might want to go through that. Okay, I created a page for social media services and created ad account. Now you cannot see saved audience. Whereas when I see ad account, I created a page for social media and created an ad account. I cannot see saved audience option. Uh, I don't think you're doing something wrong. I think it's just like a minor tech issue. So Priya, so if you can just post screenshots in the Facebook group, then the coaches will help you, because in this case, I do need to see screenshots, which are very easy to do in the Facebook group. So you can post in there. Tejasvi, this is my first ad copy lead gen campaign for free guide. Are you a visionary entrepreneur looking to upscale? Upscale, I'm not sure if it's the right word to use in this context. um, Instagram, you might want to add a TM, which is a trademark symbol. Otherwise, Facebook will reject your ad. Um, I help entrepreneurs scale their businesses and reach globally. Um, I know building a brand in this is difficult. 15 steps to create a winning Instagram strategy. Yes. If there are any testimonials that you can add to make the copy better, that would be great. But otherwise, the copy looks good. See, add more of your story and add, like, test different kinds of story variations. Maybe add more into detail about your failures, how you were struggling with IG growth, and then what happened that changed everything for you. So add more details about the story, add more details about testimonials that you have helped someone with. That could be really helpful. Ankur, is it necessary to buy domain to run lead gen campaign through a funnel? Yes. Any conversion ads, you will need a domain. My name is Kunal. I'm done with my portfolio. Oh, all right. Let me share my screen. Um, Okay, very minimal branding, which is good. Not a lot of happening, which means it's like more importance for the content, which is the goal. 1,000 rupee ad spend. Uh, you can spend a bit more, but I would say this is good results for the amount that you've run. Um, you can run more campaigns and spend a bit more for the portfolio, like about at least $50, I would say. Weight Watchers, physical fitness, you're testing a lot of audiences, just good, more ad copies, especially with unhealthy eating habits. Okay, graphics can be a bit better. Can you see how, it's like it could be more attractive? Yes, you're using stock photos, which is okay, but like here, can you see the guide is being hidden behind the white bar? So, and it's not that attractive. Even the stock photos, you can find better stock photos which show human emotions also along with exercises. So you can find better quality photos. Landing page. Okay, so typically with background colors, you don't want to use crazy bright colors, because see, then again, I can't read the text properly. So backgrounds are always neutral colors, always non-bright colors. Um, Even this one, like I think you're trying to show that there's an ebook. Could be better, like could be better quality. Um, okay. Again, more spent is better. Like this is a bit too less. To like if they see, oh, $4 is nothing. See, in the US, the one cost per lead is just like anywhere from $5 to $15. So you do need to spend more before adding it to the portfolio. Mhm. Go testimonials. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good. Apart from the feedback that I gave, you can implement that. Okay. Ushashi, I'm a newbie and do not have a real business as of now. Yep, you can. Um, you definitely can. What is the best option to create a funnel? You can just try the 2 week trial for ClickFunnels or lead pages. Everything has like a free trial, so you can try that. Sapna, as you said, I should avoid pyramid. It's there in the business name. So that could be the reason why your first business manager got shut down. Did you know the root cause of why that happened? Because this could be the issue. And if you keep using it, like maybe it's okay to use as a logo, but not in the ad copy or landing page copy. But I would still like see what was the reason that your original PM got shut down. Gayatri, hey Ruta, I joined the course recently in writing copy. Any advice for improving my copywriting skills for writing ad copy and long captions? Yes, so there are this website called copyhackers.com, copyhackers.com, and they have like a lot of free trainings and stuff which you can practice. So first they teach and then they let you practice, which is I think great. So you can use that. It's quite helpful. Visual as we are starting, do we need to have good followers or on old social media pages as a proof? In case we provide IG growth services, would they take us as social media handler? It definitely helps for you to have your own social media following, at least a few thousand followers. But if you can share client testimonials that you have had others, then it's fine because not every person who helps other people has time to do their own stuff. However, if you don't have other clients, then you can just use your own profile as a case study and use that to attract clients. So it depends. Um, Girish. Hey Ruta, just to elaborate more, if you're on full-time job rather than branding myself, I could brand my business name. Yes. So that means that you can give it a cool name, right? I can't think of any cool names right now, but um, whatever, like ABC marketing or you know anything like you think about a word that you like and then you add marketing behind it or media behind it and you can help people with that. So you're basically creating like how okay, let's talk about the brands which are famous in the world. Apple is not a person's name, it's not a personal brand. Apple, Nike, Amazon, Google, etc. So in that case you would just use something like um, Apple marketing or something like that. But of course, not now. Don't use the exact thing. You want to come up with adjectives on your own and see what you relate most with. Basically, you're coming up with a business name. So you can definitely find some adjectives on Google. There are also some websites which will help you like name your business. So you can Google what should I name my business, and some websites will pop up with adjectives and stuff like that. So you can go ahead with that. But yeah, you don't use your own name. Um, I gave my name for my page as your social media partner. Okay. Oh, I think your is fine in the page name. It's just that in the copy and stuff, it's an issue. In the page name, it should be fine. There's not a lot of issue. So yeah, those were the questions that I got from you guys. If there's any other questions, drop them down in the chat below. Also, let me know in the chat if you think this Q&A is helpful, and we will post the recording of the Q&A tomorrow. Um, so guys, like, I would love to see more wins from you guys. Like today, Tripti posted about how she implemented one case study lecture, which is like a 2-hour lecture, and got like $10,000 in revenue and $30,000 in revenue for a client. So think about how even one lecture is powerful inside MA, and if you get to implement all of them, just think about where you will be. So like that, just look at all the wins coming in the group as a motivation, because if they can do it, you can do it too. They also started from zero, and you are also starting from zero. So if it's possible for them, it's definitely possible for you, and ME has everything that you need to be successful. Okay, let me see what other questions you guys have. Ria, what things can we do for event management? Like client have a website and does not have Pixel. Um, it depends. Like I would recommend that you do competitive research. See what other people are doing. Are they running ads? Are they doing Instagram ads? Are they doing Facebook Lives, organic marketing? You want to do a bit of your own research and see what other event management firms are doing. And if you once you do the research, definitely post in the Facebook group, because we know that you've done the homework, and then we can guide you after that. What do you think should be the good ad budget for new or small business owner? At least $500 a month, because $100 for the first week you will spend in testing, and $500 is, it's not great, but it's also not less. Like you can do significant things with $500 in terms of, if you think of $500 in the US, um, if the client is in the US, then you can get 50 leads. Ideally, $1,000, I would do $1,000, because that means 100 leads. But if it's $500, you can still work with the client. Can we include your name in the domain name? Yeah, you can. That's fine. You can create a website called Ananya and your last name.com. That's absolutely fine. It's just that people were asking about how they want to hide their names because they are working at a job, and then there's issues. Tejasvi, I've just completed my IG module, and will be starting with sales funnels. It's better for you to complete the book, but if you feel like you're a bit slow into reading it, that's fine. You can do the sales funnel module and kind of do the book along with it. That's fine. How to make the best use of ME when you are also a full-time corporate employee. So definitely get how this is a difficult position. In terms of getting clients, I told you how to go ahead with that. But in terms of time management, since I think that's what you're asking about, don't be too hard on yourself. You want to create like a schedule outside of your job. For example, you can say, oh, I'm going to spend 1 hour after work every single day to go through lectures, and the next morning for 1 hour I'm going to do the clockwork tasks and implement client attraction methods. So you can do that, and you can definitely give more time over the weekends. Like you can give 4 to 5 hours per day on the weekend, but you definitely want to create a schedule and actually schedule stuff in your calendar like I teach in the first module, because if you create your schedule, you are more likely to stick to it, and it's very, very powerful when you do that. Asking about your word in the domain, grow your biz with Ananya, it's fine. Should be fine. Girish, any ideas for e-com strategies and selling it through MLM partners? So MLM marketing is not really allowed on Facebook, so you might want to not do that actually. But yeah, apart from that, do competitive research for e-com based on those products. If you are running one campaign for a month, how many days should the ad run apart from the days for? Okay, so typically you can do 1 week for setting up the campaign, writing creative, like writing copies, creating creatives, and then you can basically run for 3 weeks. Typically, what I was doing with clients is I would, with 1 month of a contract, I would say 1 week of setup time and 1 month of running ads. So then ideally it's a 5 week contract, and I would charge the whole 5 weeks. So it's better to do it that way because um, you'll get more time to run test campaigns. Ushashi, I'm currently in Module 3, Lecture 1. I do not have a website or funnel. Should I buy a domain now? And if I take the ClickFunnels free trial, do we need to buy it for past 14 days? Um, yeah, I think the best thing you can do is just get the ClickFunnels trial when you reach Module 5. Of course, it will mean that you won't be able to implement the funnels in Module 3. Um, and it's actually important to do the lead gen funnel, create it, and add it to your portfolio. So just do it. In module 3, I teach you how to build a lead gen funnel. So when you come to that, you just do the trial. And honestly, it's quite smart to invest in 1 more month of ClickFunnels. So essentially, you will get 6 weeks of ClickFunnels time, which is, in my opinion, really enough for you to build a couple of funnels and add them to your portfolio. So don't just think of it in terms of ClickFunnels trial, but also think of it in terms of an investment for 1 month that you can utilize to build a very strong portfolio. Thanks a bunch for that clockwork thing. I'm going to start with module 2. Yes, awesome. Um, all right, guys, and those were the questions I got for today. I hope the Q&A was very helpful, and yeah, we'll post the recording tomorrow. Karthik, with the iOS 14 update, is it mandatory to have our domain verified? Yes, we have posted multiple times in the group about this. So go through the post that we have posted and you can implement that. Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Awesome. Bye.